I gave them their Trump signs.
And I've got a couple of those.
And any Lindsey Graham signs, any other candidates, they're all free.
Right. I got a bunch of signs, I got a bunch of bumper stickers. I gave them $20. But, yeah, I'm glad.
Well, let's get ourselves started. Steve, if you would do an invocation, and I'm gonna be playing around with this camera, so we can see what's going on.
All right.
Well,
We'll have a word of prayer. Lord God, we thank you for bringing us together tonight to associate with each other and get to know each other as we work to help our country grow each day. I want to thank you for all the blessings you give us. We ask that you watch over our military, our firefighters, and our police departments, and you protect us each day. We ask this in your name.
Amen.
And now, pledge allegiance.
yes, let me just pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty, justice for all.
Welcome, Karen.
Thank you, Ann.
Karen Diesterville on the Zoom. And I'll check.
Zoom for?
Not everyone could be here, so I have the Zoom meeting so they can enjoy. And she muted her camera, so she's shocked. Anyway,
Oh,
You couldn't be here?
want to welcome Austin Nix. He is the new executive committeeman for, was it 3?
It's for the really Beaufort County, Jasper County, Hampton, and Colleton counties. So the whole low country bottom section of this state is, I'm the coordinator from the state party. I work for Victory 2020, and my job is to help find and coordinate and get working volunteers to help make a difference in getting out the vote for our great Republican candidates, from Trump all the way down to the lowliest, county council positions and everywhere in between.
Before we go into all of that, we've got 2 debates coming up. I believe it's next Monday, but we can check on going to the Beaufort SCGOP website. The first one's going to be Nancy Mace and Beer Can Joe Cunningham. And I believe it's the following week, but again, check with the county GOP website. It's going to be Lindsey Graham. I keep on remembering not saying Lindsey Graham. And this new guy, J.D. Harrison. So keep that in mind, that it'll be also on SCE TV. So you can watch it on TV if you can't go directly to it. Because I know Nancy Mace is going to be in Hilton Head, I believe, and Graham is going to be up in Columbia. So we can still catch it on TV. Those are 2 important things. We're encouraging everyone that can to make sure you vote in person. Whether or not you go early absentee voting, you can still go to John Ball, to the election headquarters over there, and vote on the actual machine, rather than trusting your ballot to the mail. We're encouraging everyone to do that. I voted in the primary, and it is far more sanitary than going to Wally World to shop. As soon as you get in, you have a mask. As soon as you go, even the pen you sign in, they sanitize before and after you use it. The machines are sanitized. So you keep safe distancing. There may be lines, so I suggest wait in your car. And if you're someone that's handicapped, use the handicap facility at the location. But once you go and vote in the machine, you know you've got your vote counted. But we're not trusting it to the mail. That said, we will turn everything over to Austin.
Thank you, Ann, and thank y'all for joining us on Zoom tonight and for y'all joining us in person. My name is Austin Nix. I am the Victory Director from the state party, the SCGOP, and I'm in charge of the Get Out to Vote effort in, as I said, Beaufort, Jasper, Hampton, and Colleton counties. So what does that mean? I've been training folks to make phone calls and to knock on doors. I also sign up people to be poll watchers, to take part in mailer programs through the county party. We will be sending out mailers to folks in October, and other various volunteer opportunities that exist. So The reason why I'm here tonight is to make sure that everybody knows who I am, for one, and to let you know that I am at the Beaufort headquarters, which is on Boundary Street, every Wednesday to train folks. Now, the main things that I need help with are people who are interested in taking part in our calling program. It is done anonymously through your computer or laptop. It does not use your number. It does not use your name. You don't even dial a number ever, and you hardly ever leave a message, except on particular lists that are very, very locally based. So that being said, it's the easiest way to get involved. You can do it while you're making dinner, watching TV at night, whatever. It's something that you can do when you have 10, 15 minutes. And you'd be surprised, if you spend an hour doing these calls, you will get through 100 households in an hour. That's 100 different households in Beaufort County that are reached by every person who does it for an hour. Basically guaranteed. It's very difficult to not get to 100 in an hour because the software calls every number associated with that household simultaneously and leaves voicemails at the end of the call if they did not answer. So you can get through a large number of people, a large number of phone numbers very quickly without ever typing in a number. And again, it's completely anonymous for those who fear possibly privacy concerns, which are understood. So I would be more than honored to have any and everybody who is interested in making calls come down on Wednesday with either a laptop, a tablet, or just your smartphone and get trained. I'm at the office from 10 to 5 on Wednesday. I'm also available the rest of the week in Okatee at our main headquarters opening. So I would love for y'all to come out. I know that y'all are clearly, being Tea Party members, y'all are dedicated Republicans, and I think that y'all being politically active and dedicated as you are, that you are the perfect sorts of folks to take part in volunteer opportunities. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about is door knocking. Some people fear going out to door knock, but I will have you know that in comparison to the calls, it is the much more personalized and effective way of getting people to respond to the questions you ask at their door. It's the same sort of questions that you do on the phone. Are you voting for President Trump? It's very easy to get an answer when you're talking to somebody in person. They also, generally speaking, even if they don't politically agree with you, we have found that they generally are respectful and appreciate that Republicans are trying to earn their vote and going to their door, leaving them information, and if they don't want it, they don't want it. But we're just handing it out to them. We've been doing that up in Bluffton and up here in Beaufort with our volunteers, and I am always looking for more people to do that and to join our group. You never go out alone. You're always paired with somebody else, and we do it just for a couple hours on Saturday mornings. So that being said, I would love for everybody who is listening today to come down to the headquarters on Boundary Street on Wednesday and come and see me and get trained and make a difference every day from now till November 3rd with collecting people to vote for our candidates and finding out who we have on our side and who we don't have on our side. That's very important for these big campaigns to know. We have all these people, all this data about how people have voted in the past, but as you know, people change. We have to follow up with these people, make sure that they're coming out to vote for our candidates, they know about our candidates, and that they are going to be voting on November 3rd.
I would like to mention, I'm in Royal Pines, and I did have someone knock on my door the other day.
That would have been somebody from my group.
A really nice young man, and after he left, he said, I should have offered him some hand sanitizer, a bottle of water. So I went chasing after him, hopped my car, went down the street, caught up with him. These kids are already fully equipped. He had his bottle of water in his back pocket. If someone had asked him for a mask, he had that. He had his hand sanitizer. What I ended up doing is speaking to a very good friend of mine who's involved in a lot of campaigns as a campaign manager. And he's saying that the Trump campaign is getting a lot of these volunteers to do the phone calls and to do the door knocking. The Biden campaign has practically zero. No one is making phone calls for him, and actually no one is knocking on doors. They're relying on the social media postings.
And digital commercials and such.
Right. So they have a whole segment here that we can reach out and touch physically, where they're not even going after it. Which, this is why I'm saying it's gonna be a ballot box revolution on the 3rd, and we're gonna have to need a ton of crying towers on the 4th. So, if you got young kids, youth around the area, see if you can get them, because they're good door knockers. I mean, I've done that, I did that a number of years ago when David Stryganger was trying to get on the ballot. Not easy work. That's why, if you know someone youthful, but what we can do is help with those phone calls.
And if,
you want high school students?
oh yes, absolutely. High school students are more than welcome to take part in the phone call program, or even more preferably, since they're young, quick of legs, and full of energy, I would love them to come out with me and everybody else to knock on doors. Another thing that I wanted to mention is this door knocking is not going to take place outside of Beaufort for y'all. I split it up. I have my people that live in Bluffton and Hilton Head. They knock south of the Broad. Everybody up here knocks north of the Broad. So you're not going to be driving very far if you're interested in door knocking. But if this adds any sort of impetus for you to join in our volunteer efforts, the Democrats are raising boatloads of money.
Oh, questionable
Lots of
vote.
money.
Very questionable. It's amazing. Up to 67% of the people donating are unemployed.
Yep. Well, there's a lot of sketchy stuff, but the thing is that the money is coming in. The money is coming in for Jamie Harrison, for example. We're looking at possibly he might have raised, I heard today, he might have raised $70 million already. That is significant. That buys airtime, that buys digital ads, but you know what it doesn't buy? It doesn't buy people coming to your door to knock on it and ask for your vote. It doesn't buy volunteers making phone calls to people in this county. We have the grassroots campaign, as Ann said, and that is by far the best way. You can spend however much money you want on airwaves, but you're only going to get so far. So if that adds any sort of push for people to come out from your group and to become volunteers, either through phone calls or door knocking, I hope it does, because we're up this year against the most, well, for one, it's the most pivotal election for sure of my lifetime, and I would be safe to say probably in everybody's lifetime that's online or here in person this year. So this is the year to do it. I would love it if I have a huge showing from up here in Beaufort. I already have quite a few people, but I'm always looking for more. Yes, sir.
On the phone calls or any of these other, are these just going to registered voters or just
Great question.
addresses?
Great question.
Or are they Republicans or Democrats, or we don't know?
Very good question. So I work for the state party, and the state party has invested millions of dollars into this program called Advantage, and they have all the voter data from probably the last 5 election cycles for people who are living in Beaufort County and throughout South Carolina. This is happening all over the state. I'm just in charge of one area of it. This data is usually very accurate, and it's actually part of the reason why we call. We want to make sure that the same people haven't moved, and it's the same people we're calling at their house, but we know basically how they have all voted, at least in previous election cycles. And so when you call folks, you're never going to be calling hardcore Democrats that we've identified. Will you run into a hardcore Democrat? Possibly. I've sure run into them on lists that I've been surprised to run into them on. But that's important as well, because we need to know that our data is correct. And if these people used to vote Republican and now have switched to the bad side, the dark side, we need to know that. So these candidates don't think that those people are just in the bag going to go vote for them this fall. So that being said, we have all the data that you could ask for about who these people are, and we create lists out of them, geographically speaking, based on how hardcore of a Republican they have tended to be in previous election cycles.
Is there a way to identify independents?
Absolutely, and we actually have a good term for that. It's not really as much an independent as, because an independent, we can't really tell political party, for example. But what we can tell is if people are swing voters. What is a swing voter? Swing voter is somebody who crosses the party line, maybe in the same election or maybe in previous elections where they vote Republican strongly one election and they vote for Democrats the other, those are swing voters. Those are very important people, especially in the 1st District of South Carolina, which we are in right now, because there are, to be honest, this isn't the upstate. We have less strong Republicans than the upstate of South Carolina. And so it's important to make sure that we are reaching out to our swing voters, making sure they're voting for us, or at least making sure that we care to get their vote and that we inform them about the election and about the candidates that are up for election. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, and I was just gonna make a short comment, and I don't really want to do this, because if everybody makes a short comment, it's gonna take forever.
No, you're fine.
But
I'm here.
I was watching the last, the Friday, campaign rally, and I started out watching it on YouTube. Like every 3 minutes, Jamie, what's his name, had an ad on.
It's gonna be that way.
blasting, and it was, and then I looked the guy up, he's a communist.
Yeah.
The guy is a communist, okay?
He is.
I gotta tell you.
He's a
Lindsey
lobbyist,
Graham
too.
Yes, if he doesn't push this through, I'm gonna vote for the communists. And you can tell him that.
Granted, I understand. I hear your complaint. And I'll have you know that Lindsey Graham is working very hard right now to get a nominee for the Supreme Court up and voted on. He's all about program. And the way he's describing it, because the Democrats are really kicking it at him right now for saying, use my words against me in 2016, when he said, use my words against me if this ever happens in the future. Well, his argument now is the Democrats have really, in between then and now, done something quite ghastly and disgusting with the Supreme Court, especially when it came to Brett Kavanaugh. And so he thinks, and I agree with this, that sort of null and voids this all. The Democrats have played dirty with the Supreme Court. We're not playing dirty. We have the majority in the Senate. Obama did not have the majority in the Senate when Merrick Garland was coming through. We do, and he is going to act on that. He has promised it to all of us. He was talking about that yesterday at our grand opening in Okatee, where we had over 300 strong Republicans come out and listen to a bunch of different candidates. Tom Davis was there. Duffy Stone, who doesn't have an opposition candidate, was there. Jeff Bradley, a bunch of them were all out there. Lindsey, he was supposed to be there, but then Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, of course, and so he had to make his way back up to Washington prematurely, but he still called us on the phone. We put it on speakerphone. We put it right up to the microphone, and he said exactly what you hope he will do. He is all about getting the Supreme Court nominee through. Anything else on that?
I'll see if he follows through.
He will.
When
Trust me.
is the grand opening on Boundary Street?
The grand opening on Boundary Street has already occurred.
Ah.
It was this Saturday, or this previous Saturday. However, I don't really think that that's a big deal if you missed it, because now it is open. And so you can stop by there any day of the week. Remember, I'm here on Wednesdays at the Boundary Street office to help train people to be volunteers. But they're open every day of the week for you to stop by, get your various campaign signs. We have free Trump signs there, free Lindsey Graham signs, free Nancy Mace signs, lots of gear for all the candidates. And so please make your way down there and show your support for our candidates. I see a heck of a lot of Democrat signs in this town, and we need to change that.
Where is it located exactly?
Let me get you the address exactly. I always forget it.
Is that next door to Bricks?
It is right next door.
Next to Bundy's appraisal.
Correct. Let me just pull
Is
it
that
up.
the old Biddies?
No, just down from it. You know where the general store is?
Yeah.
It's half a block down toward Bellamy Curve.
All right.
Yeah.
One second.
If you park, you know where that pizza place was?
Yeah.
Right there where the general store is. If you park in that old parking lot, it's just around the corner. Because if you try to pull into Bundy's, that's a pain in the neck.
I know.
I have so many different grand openings. 1 second. I'm still finding it.
Yeah, they have a lot of Shannon Ericks and stuff. koozies,
Oh.
stickers for everybody.
Yeah, because I had to run out to St. Helena today, and the signs that you see for Harrison Biden and for Harrison,
Really,
it's, it's
they're all over out on St. Helena.
it's like 10-1.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right, I have an address for y'all. I'll make sure it's correct.
Oh, I'm sure it's up on the county GOP website
It is
too.
1208 Boundary Street.
Well, down the street.
All right, I'll tell that again to everybody. It's 1208 Boundary Street. So it's on, if you're going out of town, it's on the left-hand side. If you're going into town, it's on the right-hand side. Basically across from the Cooler boat shop, about a block down towards Bellamy Curve from Bricks on the right side when you're coming into town. They should have their big GOP sign out there every day. It shouldn't be very hard to miss. The only thing that I would say is parking is a little tight, but so you might have to walk a block to get to it. But that shouldn't be too tough for any of y'all, and they would love to see you down there, and they'd love for y'all to pick up some signs, and I would love for y'all to come in on Wednesday and get trained. All right, I really hope to pull some of y'all out to become volunteers. You're not calling people from Rock Hill or Columbia or Greenville. You're calling locals. You're getting locals to come out to vote. That's the important thing. It's politics is local. Somebody said that, famous somebody. I don't remember who said it. It's absolutely true. And so anyway, anybody who's interested in making calls and knocking on doors, you know where to find me. And let me go ahead and just give you my contact information. So I'm the victory director. My name is Austin Mix. My number is 843-271-9522. And my email is simply austin@scgop.com. And anyway, I will look forward to seeing y'all at the Boundary
What
headquarters.
was the phone number again?
843-271-9522.
And will you send that out in an email?
Yeah,
I'm gonna post this onto the Facebook page.
recording it. So it'll all
So
be
it's
on.
all been recorded, so as soon as we're done with the meeting, then I'll upload it to Facebook.
Please come and see me. Thank y'all.
Anyone else have any other
Yeah,
questions?
any other questions real quick?
No, I just have to say, though, this is the first time I have seen more Trump campaigns on Facebook. I feel like it is like every time I scroll, it's Trump, 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 Trump. And I don't remember seeing all that last time.
Well, yeah, I think it's great. I'll tell you one thing, there's a lot of spontaneity going on. I'm sure y'all know about the Beaufort boat rally that happened a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't really tie it in with the Beaufort County Republican Party. We would have loved to have helped, and maybe they'll come to us in the future. But regardless, they had a great turnout from it just for making a group on Facebook and randomly seeing who they catch. I think it's great. I think it's great. I think that if y'all are interested in doing things like that, I'm obviously very focused on getting these volunteers calling and door knocking. That's my bread and butter. And so if y'all are interested in taking the lead on organizing things such as sign waving, where you have your Trump flags and the other candidates' signs out there, lead them and get people to come out. Take some initiative and let me know about it too, because I can help to bring people to it.
I know the last Beaufort County Executive Committee meeting, which was just last week, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
We had discussed having a truck and car all across the county here, especially northern county. So if we get people coming, say, from Sheldon, coming out from Dator, Fripp, coming out that way, coming from our areas, and probably meeting in the central near the municipal building and the city hall, and do a big sign waving right there. So I discussed this with the committee, asked Laura Finelli to look into doing something like this, what PJ Tanner would need from us. I don't think we'll need any permits or anything, as long as we completely comply with all traffic laws. And then if we meet at one central area, and then everyone else disperse back, and you would have sign waving throughout the entire county.
I also wanted to make y'all aware of one other thing that is going on. So we have a debate between Nancy Mace and Joe Cunningham that is coming up. I'm going to
Yeah,
try
I think
to
that's
pull
the
up
28th.
the
that I
28th.
mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah, SCGOP.
So Jerry Hampton is organizing, and Richard Hampton, her husband, they're from Crusoe Point. They're organizing a sign wave for before that. So I'm trying to pull up the email. I get a million emails to give you all the details on that. In 1 second. Okay, here it is right here. So. Let's see here. Okay. Problem is he didn't add where he was going to be in this email. So let me get back to you on that. I'll get y'all some more information. I'll send it to Ann. I don't want to take too much time.
Yeah, you can also put it directly onto the Beaufort Tea Party Facebook page.
Okay, I'll post it on there. But anyway, for that debate on the 28th, right before the debate, we're going to have a sign wave at the event site. We'd like it's at I believe 5:30 p.m. But let me. Yes, but let me make sure that I get y'all the correct information on that. But that is the plan right now, and so obviously we would love as many Beaufortonians out there showing their support for Nancy Mace and the other Republicans.
Where's it going to be?
I'm going to get you that information. I don't have it right on me right now. I just thought of it when she thought of that, and I didn't come. Unfortunately, I didn't come with that in my head to talk about tonight. So let me send that out. I'll post that on your Facebook and look for it to come from me, Austin Nix. But anything else besides that, question-wise?
I have one. This is kind of different subject, but Republicans are trying to propose this closed primary. It's like a Republican.
Instead of an open primary.
Yeah, right. Republican primary to vote, you need to have a ID that says you are Republican.
Right.
I don't like that idea. That's because people like me, I'm independent.
Right. Absolutely.
If I don't have if I have some candidate that I want to vote for in primary in Republican Party, then I'm kicked out, right?
But I would agree with you completely on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I changed from putting R on my voter registration to I, so I can vote in the primaries.
Right. No, so I hear that. I actually agree with you too. I don't know what's going to happen about that. I know that there are some on the other side of the argument on this that want to stop Democrats from voting in our primary. But I don't think they really do in large numbers, to be honest. And I don't think we in large numbers all in all go and vote for them. I think it seems more democratic to allow people to vote in the elections that they want to vote in, regardless of if they're in a party or not in a party at all. So I agree with y'all there. I don't think you have too much to be worried about there. South Carolina, we've always had this open primary system. It's worked well for us. We're a strong Republican state. All in all, we've had some hiccups, especially in the 1st District recently, which we're trying to rectify. Go Nancy Mace. But, that being said, I don't think that that's something you will need to worry about too much.
But they start primary in different days now.
Yeah.
The Democrats,
So that'll be an issue that might rear its head again in 2 years' time. But obviously, we have the general election in front of us right now, and I don't expect that to change. However, I'm not a scientist on this. I am a political scientist from college, but I don't know if I can.
Well, in South Carolina, we would need to amend our state constitution in
Right.
order to get the primaries closed. Now, what's the point of having a political party primary if members of the political party that do not belong to it are voting in your primary? The idea was to make it a more pure party.
And that's the opposite argument. Now you've heard it, now you understand both sides. It's up to y'all to decide, I guess, to some degree, or I guess for lawmakers too.
The big thing that's holding anything up that may make it not occur is who pays for the primary. Whether or
I'm
not
just doing this, and then I'm gonna,
whether or not the state budgets it or the political party budgets it. So that's the huge debate going on. That's what prevents it from going forward at this point. But to open the door, Drew McKissick was able to get that resolution passed that you had voluntarily have an R or D on your voter ID. It was just to open the door to help the argument along a little bit. As for the debate, it is on the 28th, 7 p.m. over on Ribault Street at the SCGOP station, over across the street from TCL by the hospital. And the one for Lindsey Graham is on the 21st, and that is up in Columbia. That's at their studio in Columbia.
Is it televised, right?
Yeah, on SCGOP. That's the local public station.
How big is the?
Pretty big. You're right there by the hospital, by the TCL college, and you get a lot of traffic.
And I found the email that I had the information on it. All right, so here it is. You're correct, 925 Ribault Road. Please join us for a rally sign wave at, I was off 1 hour cut, so I apologize, 6:30 p.m. On September 24th. So the debate.
24?
28, they were showing in the state.
Sorry.
28 is Monday.
Yeah.
24 is like that.
The state paper has it. Well, the state put up the 28th, and I saw it somewhere, I
Is
think.
that just the flag waving maybe?
No, this is the debate thing.
So who put that?
This is from the Beaufort County Party.
So he may have put the wrong date in there. I'll pull it up again.
Please do. We want to make sure this is correct.
Yes, since she didn't come around to introduce herself, I need to see her.
Absolutely. That's absolutely right. And she was down there at the grand opening in OT yesterday. I'm showing it as the 24th on my side. However, maybe they changed the date since this email came out. This email was sent out to me on the 14th, so a couple days ago.
huh?
Now, ABC has it. Oh, in Charleston is October 6th. You'll have a debate in Charleston on October 6th. Post and Courier. Post and Courier. They have it the 28th.
For the Post and Courier.
Yeah, per the state and the Post and Courier.
All right, then it would be the 28th at 6:30, if that is what's correct, and I will let the chairman of the Beaufort County Republican Party know that his email update has the wrong date on it. Thank you so much for letting me know that.
Well, I'm pulling up the South Carolina GOP to see if they have it on there. They should.
But again, it's Jerry Hampton. I will give y'all her phone number as well.